Welcome to Get Your FRQ On. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use your graphing calculator to identify maximums and minimums of functions. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define a function by going to our function editor. On this calculator, that's right up here. And I'm just going to enter a function which I know will have maximums and minimums. We'll just go cosine of x, and I'll graph that. Set it to zoom standard. All right, so in order to identify a maximum and minimum from a graph, if I go to second and then trace on this one, so that's second and then trace, I get the calc features, so calculating different features of the graph. And I can choose either minimum or maximum. I'll show minimum first, so we'll go 3. And what's going to happen is it's going to ask me for a left bound. All right, so let's say I just move this over, find a minimum, hit enter, then it's going to ask for a right bound, move this over and lock that in place. It's going to ask for a guess, you don't have to guess. And then once you click enter again, it will find the minimum value of the function on just that interval. All right, so my minimum occurs at 3.141589, basically pi, I and y equals -1. All right, I can do the same thing looking for a maximum. So 4, I'm going to go left bound here, right bound here. There it is. Basically, times 10 to the minus 6 is an indication that it's 0. So 0, 1 would be the maximum. And then notice that the maximum occurred at the very top of one of these peaks, and the minimum was at the very bottom of one of these valleys. Well, what happens if the graph doesn't have one of those on the interval that you chose? So if I go back and let's say I want to find another minimum, but I'm going to choose an interval where there is no such peak or valley. Right? It just basically stays at one of the endpoints, which is a pretty important concept in calculus, where these maximums and minimums can occur. So just keep that in mind as you progress through high school mathematics, and even if you get into college mathematics and take calculus, where these maximums and minimums can occur, kind of fundamental.